Okay. Let's actually get started here. So, here is what I'm doing here is I need a room on the second floor to the south, over here. So there isn't a room below it, but there is going to be a room on the second floor. So I want to copy this area, but looking at it, I see that there's already a block right there. So if I were just to copy all of this and move it over, I would have 2 blocks in the same spot. So I don't want to copy this block. Same goes for here. If I copy this and move it over to this room right here, this block would overlap that one, and this block would overlap that one. So the only block I need to copy is this one right here. So let's open my macro menu. As I said in a video I deleted, I prefer to use my macro menu as opposed to hotkeys, because this way I can actually see the text next to it, so it cuts down on accidentally clicking the wrong button. So I start with a with file. That's the first file I save. It's with everything out in the house. Let's go back to Layout Editor. We're going to open the with file since I just saved that. Now back to the game. We're going to start packing these items into the moving crate because we want the file or the layout editor to be able to tell us which items these are out of all the identical items in the house. I said this one was the one I needed to copy. Yes, it was. Okay. Pack this in the moving crate. Now I need doorways for all 4 sides, so I'm going to pack this in to the crate. And sorry, this isn't the most interesting thing in the world right now. Oops, do not need that block. Pack these in the crate. And streaming makes me lag, which means that my game responds very slowly to things like right clicks. I also don't have very high FPS because I like to play with my game settings too high for my computer because I'm a texture snob and I love my wonderful textures. Alright, so almost done here. Nope, do not need the block, just the rails and the switch and the door. And now for the floor, because a room without a floor is not very helpful when it's on the second floor. Alright, so now the house is without the items that we want to focus on. So we click the without macro. And we go to the layout editor, we click the diff button, say the file we want to compare the with file to is the without file, hit the run. Now all of these items have reappeared. Let's fly up so we're not in the room when it loads. The layout editor, save it as working because I don't want to overwrite either the with or the without. Let's go back to EQ2, load working, the room pops back to how it was. Now we want to move our copy of this room 12 units to the south. As you can see, I'm facing south, and that's the direction we want it to go. So I'm going to go back to the layout editor. I'm going to select all items. You can do that by clicking the rectangle in the upper left next to the item ID, and you're going to click duplicate. The layout editor will copy every single item there, and it'll copy that item's location as well. Now bear in mind that these items have to be in the house or in the house's moving crate. The layout editor cannot magically create items for you. It's not a hack. It's not a cheat. It's just a way of telling the game to move the items that you already have in the house somewhere else. So we've selected it, and we want to move the selected items. Yes, I selected just the new items, which have the very lovely added by create tag, so I know that they were added by the duplicate create function. So we want to move them south, and I happen to know that my rooms are 12 units apart because that's how I built them. So it's 12 units for my move amount, and we'll click the south button once, save the group, go back to the game. It should appear right here. And there we go. All right, that looks like it worked very nicely. Let's actually pop into the room so that we can see that it really is, oops, oh, that's going to be difficult. I can't go in through there because I can't land on anything. Oh, I did land. Nice. Down. Oh, good. There we go. All right, see, this room looks exactly like the room that is to the north. And I will prove it to you by running into the room that's to the north. Identical. Of course, they're not actually decorated yet. That's deliberate. You guys will not get to see that part, but for the actual room building, that's fine. It doesn't give any secrets away, except for the fact that there are double doors and there are rugs on the floor and there are lights on the ceiling, which I may have to get rid of the lights. It depends on how badly the zone lags once I've decorated everything in here. To be clear, I'm not doing all of the decor. I am building the maze. I know the route through it, but I have a couple of guildies who are going to be doing the details in the rooms, or most of the rooms. I have a room or two that I'm doing as well. So, yes, this is a collaborative project for Homes and Tomes. All right. So now I need to figure out which direction is, okay, you enter facing this way. All right, that's what I needed to know. Next thing to do is, let's see, did the second floor room there, did the second floor room there, it's the Fligger room, and room. There needs to be a room up here. Okay, so this room here needs to have a ceiling for the room below and a second floor. So we're going to copy all of that right now because it's easier to just copy it all. All right, so width, long process, especially with lag, packing everything into the box. But it's so much easier than going through one item after another, trying to figure out which one is the item you're looking for. So, I somehow managed to pack the rug without meaning to. Alright, I don't need to copy the block on the west side because the east side block takes that place. So, I do need this one. Slow, 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 I apologize. We do need this one. And we do need this one. The reason I don't use house edit mode is I find it much too easy to accidentally pick up an item. Since, here, let me show you. When you're like this looks kind of like packing it into a moving crate, doesn't it? I mean, it's a crate. It's not a bag. Your inventory is bags. Your moving crate is a crate. But you know, that's just how my mind works. So I don't usually run with that on unless I'm doing something by hand. So since I'm doing this, oh, whoops, we forgot this doorway. Need to pack just the sides, the door, and the switch. round door. There we go. Alright, now we're going to pack the floor in here. Wow. I guess it's kind of a good thing that I did this, because apparently that room does not have a ceiling. Whoops. Alright, we're gonna have to fix that. That was my mistake. Yeah, okay, so now we say without. Let's go to the layout editor and do a diff. First thing we're going to do is we're going to find the roof pieces, which are the corrugated floor panels, and we're going to duplicate them. And then, because I know the difference between my floor and ceiling is 5 units, I'm going to change my units to 5, and I'm going to say go down 5, save. And these should technically have been part of the original file, so I'm just going to replace the note with a blank spot so that I don't get confused when I duplicate the other items. Alright, so let's go down in here and then load everything. Well, let's make sure that it loads properly. Save the group. I don't remember, so if I don't remember, then we'll save the group again. Doesn't hurt to save it again. Load working. There's the ceiling that was missing. Let's pop out this way. Come on, let me out. Alright. So this room now needs a ceiling for the first floor, a floor for the second floor, and all of the details for the third floor except that one block there, or second floor, except for that one block there. So we're going to go back to the layout editor, and this file, or this group right here, should have everything I need, so duplicate it. The original is to the west, so we want to send this to the east. And let's see. Apparently there are the corrugated floor panels right there in the middle, so let's sort the notes by, or sort the items by note. Select all of the added by create items and move them 12 to the east, because the original is to the west and I am to the east, so east. Save group. Load it. And oops, I'm kind of stuck in the ceiling. That was a mistake. There we go. Got out. Alright. So, oh, I have a tell. One moment. Let me pause and reply. Alright. So now I completed that one. And this one right here also happens to need a ceiling and a second floor. And it happens to, oh, well, it doesn't need this block here or this block here. But I happen to have a layout file already set up with everything plus that extra block. Alright, so let's go back to the layout editor, get rid of the original room. So we're going to right click and say remove from group. Then we don't want to mix this up with the next duplicated set of items, so we're going to replace the notes with blank. If you were more worried about keeping track of where everything is than I am, you might want to actually write down notes saying, oh, this is room number 5 to the south or whatever. But I don't really care, because I'm just counting rooms as I go, and I don't mind creating a new layout file for the rooms that I need to make. So let's sort by item name because we have 3 half blocks in here, and one of them is one we need to get rid of. So actually it's pretty easy. We can narrow it down to 2 blocks. Actually we could figure it out all on our own. So there are 3 blocks in here. We know that 2 of them are facing the same direction, and that's one of the blocks we want to go away. So it's one of these 2 blocks. So this one stays, these 2, one of these is the one that needs to go, and it's the one that's further to the south. Now, the thing to remember is the further south you go, the further positive your numbers are. So let's check. I'm guessing this one is it, since this is 146.5 and the other one is 134.5. So let's save the group. Now let's go back to the game, load it. Aha! I was right. Okay, so let's go back to the layout editor, pop that block back out of the moving crate, save the group, load it in game so that the item is back out, and back to the editor again so we can right click and say remove from group, because we don't want to duplicate that block since it would cause this one to shimmer. And you can't see which one I'm pointing at because I actually happen to be on the wrong screen. Okay, this one would shimmer if we duplicated this block. Alright, so back to the editor. I'm probably making you dizzy. I'm so sorry. This is just how I decorate. It's not as bad for me because I have 2 monitors, so I just look back and forth between them. So say duplicate. And we wait for it to load. Scroll down. Yes, everything is... Now, I can't remember if I explained about UIDs or unique IDs yet. Well, doesn't hurt to explain about it now. So unique IDs are the number that every single item is assigned as it is placed in the house. House items do not have a unique ID until they are placed in a house. If you pick them up from a house, it wipes out their ID. It resets it so that the next time you place it, they they're assigned a new ID number. The layout editor and layouts in game use that unique ID number to figure out which item goes where. That's why you can have several hundred blocks of, hold on one sec, I'm so sorry, I'm about to have a coughing fit. Alright, I'm back. I'm not used to talking this often, this much, whatever. Alright, so the unique ID numbers are how you can have several hundred of the same item, or in this case, 5, 10, 15, 30 of the same item, and it doesn't get confused about which one to use. It won't take an item that you have somewhere else in the house and use it because the ID number keeps it from doing that. In the layout editor, if you ever see an ID number that is negative, that means it's a fake ID number that the layout editor itself generated. It didn't get it from the game, and so the item that you have the layout editor, that the layout editor is telling the game to move, the game is just going to replace that item with any item it can find of the same name. So you see there's the item ID, that's how the game identifies the item, the type of item, and then the UID is how the game identifies the specific item of that type. So you see riveted floor platings, all of them have the same item ID, but all of them have a different UID. The layout editor, if you set it up properly, will try to, when you duplicate items, it will try to look in the Crate tab to see if you have any items of that type in the moving crate. If you do, it will assign the new item an item ID from the crate. If you don't, that's when it creates the negative UID, and the game, when you load it, will actually just pull an item from anywhere. So if I say I did not have enough riveted floor platings in my house for my layout, when I loaded the new layout, it would steal it from somewhere else in the house that I'd already put the item out, which is really a really big pain to fix, especially if you have very carefully crafted items that happen to use some of whatever else you're trying to do. So that's probably a much too long-winded explanation, but all right, now that I've done that, I always check my UIDs to make sure there are no negative ones. If there are negative ones, I know I need to go stick more items in the moving crate before I try again. In this case, I'm good. And so we want to move the copy to the north. 12 units, because that's how large my rooms are. Alright, now let's load it in game. And there we go. That went beautifully. Let's go down here and make sure we actually did. Oh, this guy is missing. Oh, he's missing a ceiling. That's why we can see the hole right there. I was worried for a second. I keep forgetting about the second door. And I'm the one who made this stupid thing. Okay, so, yep, it has a ceiling now, so we're good. Alright. Moving on. I think we just need this room right here, and the second floor is... Oh no, the second floor is not finished. It's just starting to look a little better. Okay. So... I don't feel like modifying the other file, so we're just going to copy this one again. Now we know that this one is needed right here. We know that this one is not needed because it's already right here. So let's see, this one already has one, this one does not. So we need this one and this one. Alright, and we need the ceiling. Okay, so we'll say with. Start packing stuff in the moving crates. And I do apologize if anyone gets motion sick watching me decorate, because I'm constantly changing my camera angle, changing my position. I just find that's the easiest way for me to get things done. I really wish that it were not quite so laggy, but oh, I don't need that one. Oh, good thing I remembered. I'll probably stop after this because I don't think anyone's interested in watching me do this over and over and over and over again for that much longer. Hello, email. Okay, so I just completely lost track of what I've done. Oh, I need this. I need to pack this. This. Oh, why do I have a bad feeling like I might have accidentally packed something I did not want to? I need this one. I need this one. Oh, nope, I didn't. Okay, so just this. This. And I need the floor. And the rug. And the ceiling. Alright, I think that's everything. So we say without. I'm going to go back to the layout editor and open the with because I just saved a new one. Doesn't hurt to open it again. There we go. There's the room that I just saved. Let's fly up so that we can save it and load it. Alright, so everything's back where it should be, so now let's see, we need 12 units to the south for this stuff. So back to the layout editor, right click, duplicate. I'm going to be honest with you right now, I am decorating way slower than I usually do because I'm having to talk about everything I do and I'm pausing to give the program time to pick up what I'm doing. Usually I do several rooms at a time in a row before bothering to stop and restart anything. But I'm trying to explain at the same time, and that causes me to distract myself, which, as you may have noticed, when I get distracted, I lose my train of thought, and then I have to stop and stare at the screen and figure out what the heck I was talking about. Alright. So it looks like everything is in the right spot now, so let me... I actually overstuffed the moving crate on accident. I still have 140 more items I need to pull out before I can actually put anything else in the house. Luckily, the maze will definitely take that much stuff to do, so it's not a problem, but it is a little bit irritating that I have to wait until I finish putting up the framework to be able to decorate, since I miscalculated and overstuffed the crate. Okay, I think that's it for now. Maybe I'll do some more later, but I need to stop and really focus on getting this done because I was hoping to have the entire maze done by today. Instead, I wound up playing with streaming because I'm easily distracted like that. So, it was great explaining everything to people, and if you have any questions, please, about anything you see here, please feel free to poke me online or on Facebook or whatever. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it.